Hey guys, welcome to Bipolar Boxing Picks. My name's Nick. Let's get right into Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. This fight's going on in Saudi Arabia Saturday. It's going to be Saturday afternoon here in the States, probably around like 5:30 Eastern time. Usually the ring walks are for the pay-per-view starts at like 2 o'clock Eastern time, so probably around like 5:30 Eastern time on ESPN pay-per-view. Guys, don't pay $80 for this pay-per-view. Go find somewhere to stream this shit. They don't need your fucking money. I saw how big this event is out there, man. I saw one video with like Cristiano Ronaldo, Eminem, Amir Khan, and like they're all in the same area. Like it's just there's celebrities up the ass out there from all walks of life. So it is going to be a big event. And I mean, let's be honest, guys. Ngannou's going to try here. I mean, he absolutely has nothing to lose. He said it earlier today or yesterday. He just said like, the boxing community is not giving me any respect. I got to gain my respect. And he's right. Like that's a lot different than when James Toney went over into MMA and just was very cocky and arrogant and thought he was going to be able to stop Randy Couture's takedown somehow and just catch him with an uppercut or something, and that didn't happen. He looked real stupid. But it's because he was so cocky and he wasn't really humble. And Ngannou has been pretty humble throughout this thing. I don't think he even thinks he's going to win. I don't know where all this confidence comes in his power. Look, I watch MMA. I'm a big fan of MMA. I watch Francis Ngannou. He ain't that fucking good in MMA. I understand he was the title holder for a while. If he fought John Jones in MMA, I would put that line at the same line as Fury is over him in boxing. So he wasn't that great in MMA. I don't think, but it's just the heavyweight division in MMA is very, very, very weak. It is weak, and he's 37 years old. So another thing is that this guy's punching power. It was good in MMA. It was real good in MMA. It was way above average. But once again, like these MMA guys that come over to boxing, like when Tyrone Woodley, I hate to go there and compare those fights, but like when Tyrone Woodley went over to fight Jake Paul, he had never thrown a boxing punch before. And everyone said he's got all this power. If he hits Jake Paul once, he's going to knock him out. He hit him clean at least 2 or 3 times with probably his best punch. And Jake Paul didn't fucking move. And that's a YouTuber. This is Tyson Fury, who got hit by Deontay Wilder, who punches way harder than Francis Ngannou. I think Fury punches harder than Francis Ngannou in a boxing ring. These MMA fighters their footwork is horrible when it comes to boxing. I'm not going to, in their sport, they do what they do to get by, and it works. In boxing, like, MMA fighters are very light on their feet because they have to be. There's a chance they can get taken down. There's a chance their legs can get kicked from under them. They have to be very light on their feet, so they do not sit down on their punches very much. A lot of their punches are arm punches because it doesn't matter how much power behind them. With 4-ounce gloves, you're going to knock somebody out if you hit them clean on the chin. So they're not concerned with torque and stuff like that and how to plant your feet and get leverage on punches. They're not. It's just a different class when you come to boxing. Like, this is all we know, guys. We know this one way to fight. So if you think with all that muscle memory of Francis Ngannou, he's going to be able to plant his foot and land a shot on Fury without Fury hitting him with 4 fucking shots before Ngannou touches him, I don't know what to say. If you think that's going to happen, go ahead and throw your money. You might as well throw it down the fucking drain because Ngannou's not going to win this fight. But if you really think that Ngannou has that power, you might as well take a flyer on him. And I would wait because the odds are going to do nothing but go up in this fight. But for us realists out there, Fury's just going to absolutely dominate this fight. It's really how he wants to do it. So the comparison that I would make is the Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor fight, where if Floyd wanted to, I believe he could have got him in there within like half a round or so. He decided to kind of toy with McGregor. That was another fight. Everyone said, well, dude, Conor McGregor lands one punch. Floyd Mayweather backed himself into the corner and begged Conor pretty much to punch him for the first 2 rounds. And Conor couldn't do it. Conor looked like he'd never thrown a punch in his life. He was so confused out there. And that's what I think is going to happen with Ngannou. And it's I'm not trying to knock these guys. I'm just saying, like, you're in the ring with the best heavyweight in the world, arguably. But so I have to compare you to how you're going to fare against him. This isn't you stepping in versus a guy that's like 3-16, which is somebody who you should be fighting in your first fight. You're fighting the best heavyweight in the world, so it's how I think you're going to do against him. And I think he's going to be like a fucking deer in the headlights out there. I don't see it any other way. He can talk all this shit. He can sit there and train with Tyson, and he can look like he's throwing powerful punches. Like, that shit don't work at this level. Like, that's another thing. Like, he's at the top of the top of the food chain right now. Like, he's not getting a chance to work his craft, or we're never gonna be able to see the kind of power that everybody thinks he has, which I don't think he has at all, in a boxing ring. I don't think we're ever going to be able to see it because he's going to get washed in this fight. It's going to be however Tyson Fury wants to do it. So, like, that's what it comes down to for me in this fight is how does Tyson Fury want to do it? Because it's a risky fight to bet. Now, I got Tyson Fury at 10-1 odds. He's up to 12.5 to 1 now. It's probably going to be up to 15, 20, 25. I could see like 25 to 1 by fight time. I really can. But it's really like the thing is with the Usyk fight looming in the near future. Like there's talks about it happening before the year ends. So for him to get that quick of a turnaround, he can't take any punishment. And we all know in boxing or any other combat sport, the more you punch, or every time that you punch, you leave yourself open. You do. Even if you're Tyson Fury, he's kind of a defensive wizard out there, but he's not going to want to take a risk. He's not going to, like, and I don't say risk about getting knocked out. I'm talking about risk on getting cut and stuff like that. A serious cut like he had against Otto Willin, delaying that fight into mid next year or something like that. I don't think Fury wants that to happen. I do think he does want to fight Usyk. I think it's going to happen like early next year or whatever. But if something happens in this fight where, God forbid, he gets hurt, gets a cut or something like that, it's going to delay that fight. And I don't think anybody wants that. But it's how does he get out of there with the least amount of damage? Is that going after him early and knocking him out? Like, we all know he can, but like I said, when you go after knockouts and stuff like that, you leave yourself open, and that might not be a good idea. We all know the guy can box for 12 rounds, and I think that's the route he's going to go. I think he's going to carry Ngannou for as long as he can. The over-under in this fight is 5.5 rounds. I like the over a lot. I'm not going to touch over-unders and stuff. Like, I just threw a fortune on Fury at 10-1. But I kind of like the over a lot in this fight because I think Fury will want to make it a spectacle. There's going to be a lot of celebrities out there for this fight. There's going to be a lot of people buying this pay-per-view, regardless of what everyone says. Guys, don't buy the circus. Don't buy the circus. You know, I'm telling you, stream that shit. Like, don't give them your money. People are going to give him the money. Fury's going to want to put on a little bit of a show for him. If Fury knocks this guy out in one round, people are going to be kind of pissed at him. So let Ngannou go. Give him his chance to kind of land that magical punch that everyone thinks he has. And let him hit you a few times maybe, because like I said, when Ngannou's out there, he's going to be like a deer in the headlights, and when he throws, he's not going to have a lot on it because he's going to be scared to death at what's coming back at him. Just because he's not going to be used to it. I'm not trying to shit on Ngannou. He's just not going to be used to it. It's a totally different sport. So I would say the over 5.5 rounds, but I do think eventually Fury gets him out of there. I don't even think he's going to have to try to get him out of there, but I think eventually Ngannou will kind of wilt away, and Fury might step on the gas, but I don't think it's going to happen till like the 8th or 9th round. And when it does, I don't think it'll be that bad. I think it might just be a TKO stoppage where the ref just looks at Francis Ngannou and says, Jesus Christ, this guy's never boxed before in his life. Like, let me save this guy's career. He's 37 years old. This fight doesn't really mean anything. And I think it'll just be a TKO stoppage. late in the fight, so I'm gonna go with an eighth round TKO, Tyson Fury over Francis Ngannou. Then we get Fury versus Usyk early next year, hopefully. This is it's a halfway decent card. I mean, there's just a bunch of showcase fights on this card, but they got that heavyweight with a really long name that I don't even want to try to pronounce, but he's like a 50-1 favorite. Joseph Parker's on this card. The David Adelaide versus Fabricio Wardley fight, I can't wait for. I actually like Wardley in that fight. And then we got late night, we got Oshaquille Foster fighting. Those names that I just mentioned right there, like if you want to throw all those guys on a parlay, throw Fury on there, you could probably get it to pay 1-to-1 or a little better. But that's my recommendation here, guys. Let me know who you think's gonna win in the comment section. Let me know if you guys think that Ngannou has a chance, or if you believe in his quote unquote power. That, the guy's never thrown a punch in boxing, so I don't think he has it. I think Fury even punches harder than Ngannou in a boxing ring. You guys have a good night. Enjoy the fights.